Web Summit 2023 in Lisbon. And stay tuned for this episode if you want to hear more about our impressions and overall experiences from the whole conference. Welcome to TechNouts, podcast by Inveda, where we venture through the business galaxies. Today, I'm with Dominik Goss, live at Lisbon in this beautiful venue, and we want to talk about our impressions from the whole conference. It's the last day, so I guess there's a lot to talk about right now.
It was a quite intense week and a quite intense event from my perspective about the inspiration, about different perspective, about meeting with different people, different startups, different business, and talking about the world, about the problems, about the solution, about the AI, of course.
There was a lot of talk about AI, and I want to actually focus on that in a second. But first, how would you describe the overall mood? Because for me, it's the first event of this magnitude. It's the first Web Summit for me, and you already been at those conferences before. So what's the mood this year?
The inspiration, to be honest, for me is the same mood as last year. And I guess that anyone who came here, he has own goals, own assumption, or ideas how the Web Summit is for him or for her. And for me, it's definitely the inspiration 11 or even 14 stages with different topics.
Yes, even
and of
more,
course,
yes.
if you are going here or already maybe are here, it's you decide what is Web Summit for you. It could be to find an investor, it could be to find a partner in business. So when you came here, you have to put or decide what is your goal.
Yeah, Web Summit is kind of like a box of chocolates, if I can compare this to a very classic movie, because actually the event is not focused on one single topic. There are different tracks, different topics. Was there anything like that was brought up most often during this event? Have you noticed something that was like kind of like repeated and a thought that was going through everyone's presentations or something like that?
From my perspective, because most of my time I spent around AI, of course, was about AI. So what is AI, how it will improve or how it influence on our work. And of course, most of the presentation start or somewhere inside was the question, is going AI to take our jobs?
Of course, yes. That seems like a very hot topic. Of course, we are discussing this because we are in the midst of the biggest event for the whole industry. Yeah. So we are thinking, is this industry, yes, in Europe. So we're asking ourselves questions, is this industry going to survive? How is it going to change? Will AI help us or just on the contrary, kind of like take our jobs?
When we were talking about that, Brian, on the first day, he made the sentence, the very bold statement, and I totally agree with him. He said that it's not AI that is going to take our jobs, it's the people using AI is going to take our jobs.
I think it's a great quote because there are so many like companies, startups here presenting at the event, trying to get through and be the next big AI tool that will actually help us and the whole industry.
AI unicorn.
The next AI unicorn, yes, that's the thing. There were also some discussions about whether AI is kind of like a hype or maybe too much of a bubble. It was compared to blockchain because blockchain was the main topic of last year's conference. What's your take on that?
I think that AI is with us and will stay with us. From my perspective, it's totally different than AI. Of course, if we see from perspective, this is a gold rush. Everyone is now talking about AI because AI is AI. But AI is definitely, looking in the past months, already changed our work, our perspective, even how we communicate. So AI will definitely stay with us.
I agree
and
with this.
And it's working.
Yeah.
And even if it's Gen AI is a very sophisticated one, it's even sometimes it's hard to say or describe how it's working. Definitely, it's improving. It's going with an open AI. So definitely, it will stay with us.
Yeah, I think that's the thought we should probably keep in our mind when we are thinking about what kind of skills we should have in the future, what we should focus on, what we should learn, and which direction we should go. But apart from that, what was like the most inspiring moment for you? Maybe some most inspiring speech, something outside of AI or maybe inside of AI? still.
You're asking about the speech of the new CEO that she became the CEO of Web Summit. Katherine became 15 days ago, so just before the Web Summit. And to be honest, the open speech really grabbed my heart. From the perspective that it's a really tough moment for Web Summit, but she addressed it very, very well. And she also, what is for me very important, there was the passion, there was the energy, and the new, fresh perspective. And I feel it definitely from the stage.
That's great. I felt it as well. Like for me, it was the first time, so I don't have a comparison. I don't know how it looked in previous years, but I think that's the main thing that kind of describes Web Summit is the energy, the kind of like inspiration that you get just from being here, the atmosphere. Yeah, that's what I enjoyed the most. What was the part that you enjoyed the most so far?
Still, the inspiration, like the keynote, the presentation, talking with people, but just being here, sitting at the center stage, at the audience, or just walking around. And from one perspective, listen and being on the keynotes, but from different perspective, also is the moment where, for me, my thoughts are around here. And especially where there's so huge events, so little space, a lot of positive energy, a lot of people, it really helped to find new ideas, new solutions, and the ideas that I already have to structure in a new way.
That's cool.
And from your perspective?
From my perspective, I think it's the possibility to be among big names in the industry, because because they are the biggest inspirations, right? I can see their names on LinkedIn. I never get the chance to hear a word they say, or like even pass them on the and here at Web Summit, I'm able to pass them on the corridor and maybe see them on the stage. That's very inspiring, I think.
It is.
For me, it was the biggest kind of like wow effect of the whole event. So let's kind of summarize the feelings, the overall impression, because we said at some point, and that's very obvious from where we are, that this event is huge and it's very versatile.
70,000.
Yeah, 20,000 people.
70.
So 70,000 people. That's a lot. So how to, in your opinion, how to make sure that somebody coming here takes something valuable away from the event, how to benefit from coming here and not get lost?
I think that everything starts before the Web Summit. I think that from my perspective, it will be very worth to spend some time preparing and thinking what will or I want to Web Summit will be for me. So the preparation, not just run, I get here and everything happen on the go, because everything here happened in so fast pace that you have to be prepared. And also, like you mentioned about the chocolates,
box of chocolates,
chocolates. There are of course a lot of them, and you have to decide which of them pick and when. If you eat all of them and the same at once, it's hard to.
It's hard. It's hard.
But one by one. And the same here with the inspiration, with the keynotes, also with talking with people. And from your perspective, Natalie?
From my perspective, I would say don't try to cover each and every speaker note, or like don't go to every presentation that you want to, because it's impossible. It's so much happening that I think it's important to kind of like structure the time for everything, for a little bit of networking, for a little bit of going to the presentations as well, to kind of like get the feeling of the conference. But since I'm here first time, maybe next year I will take a different approach, but this year I just wanted to experience everything. And it was a bit too much, so next time if I come here, I would probably try to pick more thoughtful and pay more attention to actually, just choosing single track or something like that.
And I think it was the best summary and takeaways from here.
Yeah. Okay, guys, thank you so much. I hope that maybe next year we're gonna see each other on the Web Summit 2024, and let us know in the comments if you actually were here this year, because I'm quite curious to know who I actually passed on the corridor. So yeah, thank you so much, guys.